Hi everybody, I'm Tammy Hannick of Dynamic Effects Fitness, bringing to you another episode of Treats and Cheats. So last time I filmed a video, we had done those delightful little 2-ingredient oatmeal banana cookies, which were a big hit because I found out a lot of my buddies that have small children actually thought that was a great recipe to be able to make with their own children at home. And it kind of got me thinking about how much fun it is to cook with your children in the kitchen. I know my daughter has gone to cooking lessons for many, many years at Young Chefs Academy, and she loves to cook, doesn't need me at all anymore, completely independent. But I remember when she was a wee little, how much I enjoyed spending time with her in the kitchen. So I was thinking about some other episodes and recipes that I could do for you that you might be able to do with your kids to get your kids involved and also introduce them to some of the pleasures of healthy eating. I know specifically because I went grocery shopping last night for my daughter for school, how easy it is to get sucked into the trap of buying lots of prepackaged things that are already prepared for you in such a way that makes it super easy to pack lunches and to give them snacks at home, but sometimes aren't always the best things that we want to give our kids, even though we try. So today I thought I would bring out one of my favorite loves, Greek yogurt, and a little bit of fruit, and show you how to make a 2-ingredient frozen yogurt bite. I saw this recipe on the internet a couple different places. I like to compare them across different websites to see how similar they are, because I want to make it easy for you. I know that I like things that don't need measured. I don't like making a huge mess in my kitchen because I don't have a lot of time for fancy recipes, and you know that. So I picked this one because literally all you have to do is pull things out of the fridge and mix. So what I chose to do today are to use some of the prepackaged yogurt cups. Now I know I'm a big fan of these in my lunch. And I usually buy the plain ones because I like to flavor them myself, but I will say that I do love some of the flavored ones. They have a little bit more sugar in them, but I do love the coconut one and the lime and the lemon and so forth. I had some of these in my fridge today and I thought I'm going to use these because we know exactly how many calories are in these and exactly how much a serving would be, so you know exactly how much you're eating, no matter what way you decide to present this recipe. All right, so today for this recipe I'm going to use just vanilla, and this is a Dan and Oikos Greek yogurt cup. I'm going to recommend the Greek yogurt because it has a ton more protein, right, than our traditional kind of more watery thin yogurt. I really like the way this mixes up. So this on the label says right here, it says about 120 calories. Now I like to eat yogurt at night a lot. That's one of my things. When I'm having a sweet craving at night, that's usually what I go for, is yogurt, because I can sprinkle a little granola on it for a little crunch, add some fruit, maybe a splash of Cool Whip. It's my vice. And it makes me feel like I'm having a really nice dessert treat. But sometimes I know when I eat something frozen, it makes me eat it a little slower, right? Which sometimes makes you feel a little fuller when you're all done. So what I've done is just emptied that yogurt cup into a bowl, and then I decided for this one that I'm going to add raspberries to it because I have a ton of fresh fruit right now, and I thought what a fun way to get your kids involved because they can count the raspberries. Right here I have 12. So that's something that they can do very easily, is count out 12 raspberries for you, or whatever number you want them to add. But all I'm going to do here is just toss those in there. And because they're raspberries, I can mash them up a little bit. Now on the other recipe I made sitting right here in this muffin tin, it's a peach yogurt cup. And I had a Yoplait Greek one that's only 100 calories. And then I actually just diced up 3 strawberries into that one. But for this purpose, I'm just going to mash these up a little bit within the yogurt. And again, I like to do this right here for you so you can see how fast I can make this recipe. And how easy it is for your kids to be able to make this with you. That's one of my pushes this year. I'm a teacher and I go back to school tomorrow, and one of the things that I love to do is to talk about healthy eating and exercise with my students at my school, all 800 of them, because I get to host the TV show there. And I'm really hoping that I can do a little bit more of this with them this year. I think that all kids can benefit from knowing, what the wonders of healthy eating can do for their own bodies. So here's the easiest part. Sprayed it with a little bit of coconut oil spray into my muffin tin mold, just so they pop out a little faster whenever they're frozen. But I have here a regular size muffin tin. If you want to, you can use a mini muffin tin, or if you want to get fancy, you can put it into a dessert cup so it feels like you're having some kind of fancy island treat a little bit later. However you want to package it, right now you know exactly how many calories you've spent in your yogurt right now and how many grams of protein you're getting. And I'm going to say that 12 raspberries, I'm going to guesstimate, was probably a little bit more than half a cup of fruit right now. And here's what you do. I'm just going to scoop it in there. I'm going to divide this in threes. Divide it in threes. I'm going to smooth it out. And then I'm going to toss it right into the freezer. And these can literally go into the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours until they're completely frozen. And it's a matter of letting them soften up just a little bit, enough that you can pop them back out. You don't want to let them melt too much because it won't be frozen anymore. It might end up making a big mess if you're trying to plate them cute. But that's as easy as it goes. It goes right into the freezer in about 2 or 3 hours. So you have to plan ahead a little bit for this, but in about 2 or 3 hours, you can actually eat all 3 of these, which to you now might feel like a more filling treat because sometimes the brain tricks us into seeing more on our plate, believing that there's more going into us. But you know that for this one, we had 120 calories of yogurt, about a half a cup of raspberries, and that's a great healthy treat to kind of quench your sweet craving during the day or even at night. And you know I like things easy. You know I like them fast, right? And that's the Hanik dynamic. I'll see you next time.